Hey YouTube, welcome back to day 4. You may be confused by the title, and why I'm saying day 4 is because 4 days ago I actually set up the tank, so this is day 4 in my perspective, but for you guys, it's day 1. So, what I did yesterday is that the water was a little cloudy, and I don't know if you guys could see that, but what I did basically was I added a moss ball that I had in my 3-gallon tank with my beta from my beta's tank. So I had 2 moss balls in the 3-gallon tank, and I basically just added one of the smaller ones, my 20-gallon, and I think it's doing great. Actually, the water's much more clearer. There's no um, cloudiness. There's no you can see very well. That's what I'm trying to say. The light makes it much more better, and overall, I think the moss did a very good job. Every day, I've been adding a cup full of this. No, sorry, a cap full of this. This is Nitromax freshwater. I'm not sponsored by it because I'm not going to be sponsored by anything right now. But first day, I added 2 capfuls. I believe, I'm not exactly sure. But ever since that day, I have been adding 3/4 of a lid. Sorry about of a cap. So I am gonna do that right now. So right now I'm going to bust this open. I have the light or the focus on my tank right now, so that's why everything's a little dark. But I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna pour 3/4. Okay, that's about like 3/4. I'm gonna focus this back on the tank. So I actually have a little compartment up here. I'm just gonna drop it in slowly, and I'm just gonna back away so you guys can just see the tank for a while. I'm gonna do a close up right now. Just give me a second. Alright, sorry for a lot of the cuts, but this is my tank. About this skull, it was about like $30. Hold on, let me get adjusted really quick. But yeah, this skull was about like $30, and it's a pretty big house actually. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's actually quite a decent size for my 20-gallon. So that was about $30, and then these bad boys right here, uh, they were buy 2 get 1 free. So I got 2 patches of these, and I put it around my skull, so it's sort of like an abandoned, sort of place. That's what I was trying to go for. Then I got blue white sand because when this does cycle and I do quarantine some of the fish, some of them are going to be albino cories, and if you don't know, they are, they're albino, so, they're a really, really white color. So, regular sand is usually like, somewhere between like white and yellow, and I didn't want that. I wanted to see them, so I bought blue and white sand, and then as you guys can see for the bubbler, I got the little skull guy. He's a bubbler, and then I connected my tube. This is the air pump right here. Sorry for the little mess, but that's the air pump, and then it goes into the back, and it goes to the top, to the bubbler guy. There is a little not like gauge on it, or I don't know how to describe it, but to like lower the pressure, or how high you want it to go. And then this little plant that you see sticking out of this guy's eye, I'm not exactly sure what they call it either. None of the plants actually, but they're also the same thing. Buy 2 get 1 free. So I just, did the same thing. And then this guy, I surrounded him with more plants, but I saw this guy at a local pet store that's maybe about like an hour away. Um, it's called the Ocean Floor. I don't know if you guys have it in any other states or countries or any from that, but it's in Arizona. So I got this guy. I did not expect to find this guy. I did expect to see him, but as soon as I saw this guy, I'm like, yep, that's the one. So I snatched him. It was like $20. Yeah, great deal. So that's my couple decor. And then, as I showed you yesterday, these are my fish. I'm gonna try to. Oh, little buddy. He's a little camera shy. What about that one? I noticed that they are kind of a little explorative about the little skull. This tiny one likes it. I do have 2 tiny Danios, and I have like 2 big ones. That's the biggest one, and he sort of bullies the like second biggest one. I also forgot for my beta, I got that beta leaf, or it's called a beta hammock. So if any of you guys are interested in getting a beta, I would recommend this. Even though I haven't put him in yet, I would recommend this because they do like leaves or houses to sleep in. So that's why he has a couple different variety. But I would recommend the hammock because it's more comfort and a little more to the top. As you can see, I put that there, not all the way, but so he's betas are top swimmers, and I'll put that there because he's a top swimmer, so he can sleep well. And it's not too close to the filter because he doesn't really like that, and it's not too close to the bubbler either. So yeah, I have a neon glowfish beta. The battery's dying a little, so that's why it's probably not good lighting. Back up a little. As you can see, that's my little neon beta. He loves like themes, so whenever I like come in my room, he's always there by the glass, looking at me. He's a really cool guy. His name's Lino. So this is Lino the beta fish. And then I don't know where he just went, but I don't know if you guys could have seen the other fish. Oh, look, there he is. That's my albino Cory. Her name's Gabby. Gabby the Corridora, or Corridora, however you guys like to pronounce it. That's my little decor. So, like I said, the hammock leaf basically impersonates these guys back here. They're essentially the same thing. It's actually a real plant. What I didn't know when I first introduced this plant is that it is supposed to be on top. But I completely submerged it ever since day one when I got this beta. And it's probably been like a month since I got him. So I've had him for about a month. He was my first fish, and he's been sleeping on it. And then when I upgraded my tank to this 3-gallon, because before I had a 1.5, and when I upgraded it, I got his little house right here. The 3 little logs. I bet you guys will find this a lot. Look, Beta's showing off his house. But yeah, when I got this house, he instantly grew attached to it, and he loves it. As you see in my nitrates now, he actually died. So there's nothing in there but a rock, and I've accidentally flipped it over. I'm gonna flip it over after this video. And then I also got this blue plant. So yeah, he likes that. And yeah, that white thing in there, that's just a shell, so you guys know. But yeah, that blue plant, and then I got the rocks and stuff like that. And then this is what I use because tap water. We use tap water for this tank, but it has chlorine in it, not good for fish. So we got this tiny little bottle. It's called Aquasafe for betas. It's basically a dechlorinator. I don't know if you guys can. Never mind. It's not gonna work with me today. But yeah, Aquasafe. So if you see a little faucet, that means that tap water is made for tap water. Makes tap water safe for betas. So basically, all you gotta do is pour in a couple drops per gallon, and bam, dechlorinates. And then this is the food I got for my beta fish Lino. Beta mini pellets. I chop in about 5 per day, only once. So he eats once per day, 5 little pellets. And they're not that big. Like I said, they're beta mini pellets, so he's not gonna overfeed, and I hope not get swim bladder. And then for the albino Cory in there, I got a thing called micro pellets. I didn't realize that the tag was still in there. But yeah, it's made for betas specifically. For albino Corys, not specifically, but for bottom feeders. What I do with this, though, is that I do soak it in water in this thing, in a tiny spoon. Get my PS4 out of there. But yeah, I do soak that in the spoon full of water. So, because if you do throw it in there, it sort of just floats for me. And then, the beta ends up eating it all. And I made that mistake like the first 3 days. And then we figured out hey, let's just soak it in water before throwing it in. So we do. And this thing's throughout the whole tank. There's still some on top. So the beta actually eats it, but then most of them fall. So the albino Cory actually cleans it up on the bottom. Gabby. And then soak it in water. And then I got this big old net. Actually, this is for the 20-gallon, but I actually got a small one for my 20 for this one. So yeah, this is what I use to feed my main fish. And then for my 20-gallon, I don't really have a specific food for them. Actually, I'm trying to look into getting them food. I don't really know what they eat, so I'm trying to find the right food for them. And so right now they're just eating brine shrimp because I have a container full of brine shrimp. So every day I drop in a quarter to a half of those tiny little squares of brine shrimp, and man, do they tear it up. Every once in a while, I will drop in some of the albino's food in there because he doesn't really eat a lot. She doesn't really eat a lot, so if there's a little excess, a couple little tiny micro little pellets, I'll just toss them in there really quick. And they're sort of food aggressive, so I am a little worried about that with the beta. And then the big one back there, if you can't see, but with the skull, that guy right there, that's the big meanie of the tank. I don't know if you guys saw him earlier, but he was beating up this guy right there. So I am a little worried. I don't want him to nip at Lino, but I hope that he does figure it out. See, he's sort of chasing him. I don't know if they're playing or not, but if any of you guys have experience with fish tanks, hit me up if you think that Big Daniel is gonna be a problem. So I hope it's not. So it's gonna be a lively fish. This is gonna be a community tank if you guys don't already know. So I'm gonna throw a couple of fish in there. I'm not gonna get too specific in them because I don't have pictures and I don't want to get copyrighted. But that's basically my setup right now. I am hoping to get the fish after 3 weeks, and I quarantine them, which it might take a while. A couple videos more. Yeah, if you can't see them, they're right there. So yeah, that's sort of my setup, and I can't wait to go through more experiences with you guys. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, comment down what's your favorite fish and what fish I should look into that of course is safe with betas. So if you guys have any recommendations, make sure to drop them below. And if you guys like my fish, make sure to drop which one's your favorite, the beta, the Daniels, or the albino. Also comment down below if you guys like my setup. So like I said, make sure to share with any of your friends or anybody that is looking into an aquarium and kind of needs a beginner's look at it and not one of these professionals, which they're also good, but every once in a while you do need sort of a beginner's eye. So have a good rest of your day.